So here I am looking studious again. It's a wet Cornwall day, but we're going to crack on with the Laura 1 studying that I have set us all. And today we are going to be talking about the Great Pyramid. Hold that thought. So I'm back and I brought my pyramid. There you go. You can see that. This is my representation of the Great Pyramid, and for me it works in a very, very similar way. It is obsidian. I love this pyramid. So picking up the Great Pyramid. So the collective group Ra say that the pyramid was brought to life by thought process and was designed to be a great place of initiation and healing, open to all, not just the elites of the time period. Okay, sorry, I've got hiccups going on. Ra say that the stones of the pyramid they're alive. They're of a different density. I think they're of density level 1, animals are 2, humans are 3. So the stones would be density level 1. So they work at a different vibration. And the whole idea is the pyramid is designed to help with both planetary and mind, body, spirit healing. And all pyramids do exactly the same. And they're all charged by crystal energy. And the aim was to balance the downloading energy from source energy, that some may call creator, but I call source energy, with the various disturbances and distortions that are already on this planet and the people. And the Ra group call us humans the mind, body, spirit complex. So that's where we're at. And the pyramids were pretty much built, if I remember correctly, let's go from mine now, on what we call ley lines. And they weren't just in Egypt, they were around the world, which we see that now. There were other densities, not just the Ra group, that were on this planet trying to aid the spirituality and the growth of the mind, body, spirit complexes that were already here, which is why you find different pyramids at different points around the globe. Roughly similar ages, we're talking about thousands of years gap, which in the grand scheme of the world is actually quite close. Not talking about 50-year gaps here. Sorry, where was I? So Ra talks that they and the other groups who came to help the mind, body, spirit complexes, okay, humans, actually walked among the humans. And because they were of a different density level and vibration, they could, I don't want to say perform, but it's the only word I can think of, they could do different things, and so we viewed them wrongly as gods. They do not see themselves as gods. They see themselves as a different density level, but we were in awe of them back in the time, so we label them gods. And we have a similar thing now when we say like gods, demons, angels. They're just different vibrational levels, different entities at different levels, if that makes any sense. So according to Ra, the Great Pyramid had 2 capstones, and one was a material known to the Ra group and the other was granite. And pretty much I think it's the granite one helped funnel, and the other like a chimney, and the other one helped amplify the crystal energy that was going around, and the granite one specifically as well acts as a chimney to which fresh air could be used inside, because you actually went inside the pyramid to gain your initiation and your healing. Hang on. I have actually made some notes there with. I'm just going to turn this around. So, the shape of the pyramid. We've got this square base here. Okay, this is why I'm bringing this as a diagram. So Don asked, was this important? And Ra said, yes, it was. Because it got divided up into the 4 quarters, and the person stood in the middle to gain the best of the energies. And so, how do I put this across that it makes sense? The first healing was to do with the body itself, not just the mind, but the body itself. And before the body can be ready to align itself to the mind had to be initiated. So for the mind, body, spirit complex humans, we live in a distortion. You know, our body wants to do one thing, our mind wants to do another. We feed each other differently. We're kind of out of sync and not really in alignment. So that's what we need to do. We need to get everything in a line, okay? And sometimes we can reject one over the other. So what humans, or the mind, body, spirit, as Ra says, need to do is find their true will. We've heard that before. And live in harmony with that. So this is very Crowley-like, isn't it? Living in alignment with one true will. And it's interesting that from a Crowley's perspective, Rose actually got her download whilst in Egypt, exploring the pyramids. That's kind of a bit of a connection there. So the first use is this sensory deprivation, okay? The body must forget what it is so it can renew itself in alignment with the mind. All right, and this is still a popular form of communion with one's higher self or one higher guardian angel within specific spiritual practices. We forget, we're reborn, we come forward, okay? So, if the first part is the body initiation, the second function is the spirit initiation in regards to time, space. Now, I'm going to break this down here. We have time, space, and space-time. So what does that mean? Well, space-time is what we often refer to, and this is the physical world. It's what we perceive with our senses. You can move through space and are bound by time. Ra calls this the illusion or classroom and learning of incarnation, whereas time-space is the metaphysical. This is the inner plane or reality, the astral level, for want of a better word. Here it is all reversed, okay? With space now being subtle, all right? So we're no longer bound by time at all. We're not bound by space. It's a flux. We can just flow, all right? So consciousness moves by thought here, not distance, all right? Time is not linear. And you can review, reflect, and heal across numerous moments of one's life, through one's existence, etc. Okay? And let's get some notes up. So Ra describes this plane where entities rest between reincarnations. They plan their next lives and they integrate the lessons they have learned from their previous incarnations. Ra very much talks about time, space, and space-time being mirrors of each other. They are two sides of the same coin. So I'm hoping with that explanation out of the way, I'll talk more about the second function of the pyramids. Okay, so the initiate stands in the center, okay? In the center line of the pyramid base with 4 equal triangles around them. This intersection has lots of energy streaming to it, from various places of existence, around the world, throughout the universe. And it is a gateway to the intelligent infinity. All right, that's what the Ra group call it, intelligent infinity. For me, that's space, and it's space. All right, but for them, sorry, not space, it's source energy. Sorry, I had a child come in then, so I got completely distracted. So Ra calls it the intelligent infinity. I call it source energy. All right, others may call it the creator or the Godhead. All right, so note here that Ra actually corrects Don at this part in the transcripts, as Don incorrectly uses the word extra dimensions to describe where the energy is coming from. And Ra explains that the term is actually a better fit for multi-dimensional. All right. So my understanding is that both the first and second functions of the pyramid happen pretty much simultaneously. You descend into the pyramid, you descend into yourself, you feel the shift within the body, and when standing at the intersection above the base of this pyramid, so pull the pyramid up, there'd be like a room about here, okay, and you're standing directly underneath here, but in the center on like a platform. All right, so where was I? So anyway, so you feel the shift within the body, and when standing at the intersection above the base, the spirit will then start to know itself. All right, so you've disconnected from here, this is disconnected, and then the spirit, now it no longer is hampered by this body form, starts to remember who it is. It starts to reconnect to the infinite intelligent infinity or source energy. Okay, and now what happens, because it knows itself, in turn it becomes a complete unit. So now we get a complete mind, body, spirit complex returning and being in alignment with itself. Does any of that make sense? I really hope it does, because it's the raw material is very complex. You know, Don had a PhD when he was writing this, so you have to really pick it apart. Pick it apart. I'm doing my best here for everybody. Ra states that all pyramids around the world can be used in the same way. Doesn't matter if it is a giant pyramid, a small pyramid, even a crystal pyramid that you have at home. It doesn't matter. You can actually meditate upon this. Imagine yourself in the center and have the same experience. So this is my obsidian pyramid. Like I said before, I use this sympathetically to emulate the entire thing we've just spoke about. I lie down, and at times I place it directly on my navel, so it's in the center of my body, and then I will meditate. And you can feel a connecting shift, or at least I definitely can. So I am left to wonder what it would have been like. You know, it would have been amazing, wouldn't it, to have experienced that healing and initiatory process and power inside the actual main pyramids, you know, at the height of their power. I mean, wow. You know, you that is something to behold. It genuinely is. So that's kind of where we are now. We've discussed the three in the last episode, Don, Carla, Jim, and now we've discussed the pyramid and the connection of the pyramid and how it works in relation to us. So I hope that was some help. We're on nearly a 13-minute video. I apologize for the length. There is no real way of making this smaller. If you need more information, I have a link tree in my bio on my TikTok. Obviously, this whole video is going to go up onto Patreon. I think Instagram will have just under 3 minute section, and again with TikTok, I won't put the whole video on because it just sprawls. So thank you for sticking out this long, and come back tomorrow and we will learn. I think we're going to be looking at what the Ra group are. I think that's the next one really I need to discuss. So who are the Ra group? All right, so have a good day. Take care. Bye.